High atop the lonely mountain, where the winds whispered ancient secrets, and the stones echoed with tales of old, lived a grumpy dwarf named Brom, and a fiery dragon named Ignis. Brom was a master blacksmith, his hands as skilled as they were calloused. But despite his talents, he was often overlooked and ostracized by his fellow dwarves. Ignis was a dragon of great strength and fire, but he was also curious and kind-hearted, always seeking adventure and new experiences. One day, Ignis stumbled upon Brom's forge, drawn by the clang of metal and the warmth of the fire. Brom was wary of the dragon at first, his gruff exterior hiding a deep-seated fear of the unknown. But Ignis was determined to befriend Brom, despite his grumpiness and reluctance. Over time, Brom began to open up to Ignis, sharing his frustrations and longing for respect. Ignis promised to help Brom, determined to show him that true strength comes in many forms. But in his eagerness to help, Ignis made a grave mistake, roaring too loudly and causing a cave-in deep within the mountain. Panic spread among the miners as the tunnel collapsed around them, trapping them beneath tons of rubble. Without hesitation, Brom sprang into action, his dwarven strength and agility allowing him to navigate the treacherous rubble with grit and determination. Brom worked tirelessly to free the trapped miners, his muscles straining against the weight of the stones. Ignis could only watch helplessly from above, his heart heavy with guilt for causing such chaos and destruction. But Brom harbored no ill will towards Ignis, understanding that mistakes were a part of life, and that true friendship transcended such trials. And in that moment, Ignis learned a valuable lesson, that true strength wasn't just about power and might, but about compassion and courage in the face of adversity. As word spread of Brom's heroic deeds, the other dwarves began to see him in a new light, recognizing his bravery and skill as a true testament to the dwarven spirit. And Ignis, too, forged a deep and lasting bond with Brom, his fiery spirit tempered by the wisdom and strength of his newfound friend. In gratitude for all that Ignis had done, Brom crafted a piece of armor for the dragon, a token of their friendship and shared adventures. And as they stood together atop the lonely mountain, Ignis made a solemn promise to Brom that he would always stand by his side through thick and thin. And so, with their friendship as strong as steel and their hearts as bold as brass, Ignis and Brom set off on their next adventure, ready to face whatever challenges the world may throw their way. But their journey was far from over, for as they ventured deeper into the heart of the mountain, they encountered a fearsome dragon guarding a vast treasure hoard. Ignis knew that they couldn't turn back now, not with so much at stake. With Brom at his side, he steeled himself for battle, ready to prove once again that true strength comes from within. And Brom, ever the brave-hearted dwarf, stood shoulder to shoulder with Ignis, his hammer raised high, and his resolve is unshakable. The battle raged on. Fire and fury clashed against scales and stone, as Ignis and Brom fought bravely against the dragon's onslaught. But Ignis was not just a dragon of strength and fire. He was also a dragon of cunning and intelligence. With a clever maneuver, he found the dragon's weak spot and struck with all his might. And Brom, with a mighty swing of his hammer, delivered a decisive blow that weakened the dragon's defenses, opening the way for Ignis to deliver the final strike. And so, with their combined strength and courage, Ignis and Brom emerged victorious, their friendship stronger than ever before, and their bond forged in the fires of battle. As they gazed upon the dragon's treasure hoard, Ignis and Brom knew that their greatest treasure of all was the friendship they shared and the adventures they had experienced together. And so, with their heads held high and their spirits soaring, Ignis and Brom returned home to the lonely mountain, welcomed as heroes by their fellow dwarves and celebrated for their bravery and valor. But their journey was far from over, for as long as there were dragons to be tamed and treasures to be found, Ignis and Brom would continue to stand together, side by side, ready to face whatever challenges may come their way. And with that, their adventure continued, their hearts filled with courage and their spirits ablaze with the fire of friendship.